All right, so today we're going to be doing a 20-minute guided meditation. Again, this will be a mindfulness meditation where we'll spend the majority of our time trying to stay present with the felt sensations of the body as well as our breath. I will give guided meditation as we go throughout, and then I'll try to provide as many longer periods of silence so you have a chance to practice on your own quite a bit. Find a place to get comfortable. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on the floor. The only guidance I would have for how you sit is to maybe be upright, not laying down for this one, if possible. And try to keep your back upright. Try to keep a good, noble posture. Upright, but not uptight. Okay, we'll get started, and we'll also end with the bell. Here we go. As we settle in, feel free to close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. If you'd prefer to have them open, maybe just leave kind of a slight opening right at the bottom to where you're staring, maybe down at the floor, down at your feet. But if you're comfortable closing your eyes, go ahead and close them and then really let them rest. Really let them sink shut. Take 2 or 3 slower and deeper breaths at this point. Really focusing on letting everything out of your lungs. Full exhale. Try to get everything out. And then a nice big inhale that straightens your spine out a little bit, brings your shoulders back up. Feel free to move around a little bit, shake it out, and get comfortable. We're going to be here for a minute, so it's important that you find a position that supports this practice, supports you being mindful. Let's bring our attention to the very top of the head, right in the center of the crown of the head. What's going on up there? What does that feel like? Do you feel any tingling, or can you notice the temperature? Maybe if you're outdoors or you have a fan going, maybe you notice a little breeze. Let your attention kind of float down from the top of the head down to the forehead. And if your forehead is scrunched up, let all those wrinkles out. Let your temples relax, your eyeballs, your eyelids. Let those dimples drop, that jaw relax. Really focus on the whole face here. Just let it stretch out and soften. down to the chin and to the throat. Inviting in a sense of ease, comfort into your throat. Coming down to those shoulders. Let them drop. See if there's any tension you're holding in there. Just go down the upper arm and the biceps and the triceps, making sure they're not tense. Your forearms, your wrists, hands. If your hands are resting on top of your thighs or your knees, take note of that sensation. Right where the hands touch your knees, touch your legs. What do you feel there? Coming back to the chest. Take a deep breath and really let some air come into those upper chest areas where we never breathe. Drop down to our side body. Let those relax. Our belly. Just let your belly be soft. Nobody's looking at you. You can let it out. Let your upper back relax. Maybe even roll your shoulders back if that feels good. That mid back and the lower back. Lower back can often be troublesome for people, so take note what you feel there. Any sensations that are pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. Coming down into your hips, where a lot of us store tension. See if you can bring in a little sense of relaxation and ease to your hips. Kind of stay upright, but let them relax a little bit. Kind of wiggle them out. Take note of your bottom, where your bottom touches the chair or the floor. Move into those upper legs, your thighs, your quads, and your hamstrings. Moving down into our knee, shin, calves. Down to our ankles. And into our feet. These feet that we stand on all day and walk on and stuff in shoes and give us so much support, give us so much mobility. How are those feet doing? Feel some tingling coming up from there? Or if you don't feel any sensation, that's worth noting too. We've done a little body scan just to check back in with our bodies. Let's take note of the whole body. Can you feel blood pumping through it? You feel tension in other spots? Or do you feel ease and comfort, warmth? From here, we'll move our focus over to the breath for a little bit. Some easy instruction is just to take note of where you experience your breath. Is it in your nostrils? Can you feel that cool air coming in and the warm air coming out? Or maybe in your upper sinuses or the back of your throat? Maybe it's the rising and falling of your chest, the belly coming in and out. Wherever you experience the breath most prominently, I want you to try to stick with that for the remainder of this meditation. Just place your attention there and breathe normally. And see if you can stay with that breath all the way in, full inhale. And all the way out, full exhale, right to the very end where it turns around and turns back into an inhale. Just see if we can follow that. Maybe by now your mind has already wandered off. It's already been hijacked by thoughts, memories, planning, thinking about how your back hurts or your feet are cold. That's okay. That's what the mind does. No need in judging it. You're definitely not doing it wrong if your mind has wandered off. But you do know that you're meditating when you realize, my mind has wandered off. And then, without judgment, very easily just come right back to the breath. Again, if the mind is doing its thing and you're planning on what you're going to do at work on Monday or what you're going to make for dinner tonight, maybe you're thinking about something somebody said to you 25 years ago and how you wish you'd responded. That's all right. Again, this is what the mind does. Our job, our practice is to wake up from that, to come back and remember that right now, right here, we're sitting in meditation and we're just being present to this very moment and nothing else. Regrounding ourselves in the breath. Go back to that spot on the nose or your chest or your belly, wherever you feel the breath. Try to reground your attention. Just come back to that. Let's try it for a couple more minutes. Well done. 20 minutes. Feel free to stretch it out a little bit. Rotate your back. Twist it up, out. 20 minutes feels like a long time to sit, right? Thank you for your practice. Remember that our goal here is to do this as often as possible so that we can start to build some continuity of awareness. And the reason that we want to do that is so that we can be more aware and more mindful off the mat in our daily lives as we're going through work, as we're having conversations with coworkers and significant others and parents and children. We want to be more mindful. What's going on in my mind? What's going on in my body? What's going on in my breath? And so the more that we practice on the mat, the training that we do on the mat, the more aware and the more awake we'll be off the mat. Hope you have a great day. Enjoy the practice, and hopefully I'll see you back here tomorrow.